Malaysia has a new king, Sultan Ibrahim of Johor, and he has promised to increase the country's fortunes. The king recently pledged to revive the 350 light rail project connecting Malaysia to Singapore to reduce the traveling time between the two island countries to 90 minutes. The project would cost over $13 billion. But this isn't discouraging Malaysia. And with an estimated 430 billion GDP as of 2023, the project looks possible. So how did Malaysia do it? How did it manage to have that much GDP? How did the country become rich? Join us as we explore the top 10 reasons why Malaysia is rich. Stay till the end to find out what number 1 is. Number 10, ease of doing business. According to data from the World Bank, as of 2020, Malaysia is ranked 12th worldwide for ease of doing business. For international companies coming into the country, the locals are friendly and assist in helping the personnel of that company settle. English is popular in the country, and it is one of the most used languages in the business sector. So, businesses could easily connect with Malaysians and benefit from several opportunities. The country normally allows foreign businesses to own their companies fully except in a few circumstances due to sector-specific limitations. No wonder the country has attracted over 5,000 foreign companies from more than 40 countries and is the 6th most attractive country for foreign investors, according to the Baseline Profitability Index published by Foreign Policy magazine in 2015. With the number of companies that Malaysia has attracted, among other things, the country was the 27th among the 64 most competitive economies in the world. While this is a far cry from the 15th position the country enjoyed in 2015, it's still higher than the United Kingdom, South Korea, Spain, Japan, and Portugal. Apart from being part of the world leaders in ease of doing business, Malaysia also leads in the next reason we will show you. Number 9. Leader in Islamic finance. The capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, has an impressive financial sector that ranks 40th on the Global Financial Centers Index. The capital hosts several banks, including traditional and Islamic financial institutions. Malaysia is one of the largest holders of Islamic bank assets. At some point, it held $168.4 billion, which accounts for 25% of Malaysia's total banking assets, accounting for over 10% of the world's total Islamic banking assets. The country also leads in the Islamic bond market, issuing up to $17.74 billion in 2014. At that time, the bond it issued was over 66.7% of the worldwide total of $26.6 billion. Number 8. Mineral resources. Oil and gas are key to Malaysia's economy, and they currently contribute 9.3% to the country's GDP. However, this wasn't always so. Malaysia is blessed with diverse mineral resources, and before the dominance of oil and gas in 1972, the country heavily relied on tin. The country was the largest producer of tin and provided over 31% of the world's tin until the collapse of the tin market in the early 80s. At that time, the country had already focused on oil and gas. Speaking of oil and gas, most of Malaysia's oil comes from offshore fields, and it has 4.43 billion barrels of crude oil as of 2021. As impressive as that figure is, in 2020, Malaysia had about 4.53 billion barrels. The country also has outstanding gas reserves, and as of January 2020 was 41.8 trillion cubic feet. Petronas, which as of 2023 ranked the 10th oil and gas company in the world in terms of brand value, controls the country's oil and gas reserve and regulates the activities surrounding them. The country also works with foreign oil companies through production sharing contracts. Petronas has a revenue 45 billion as of 22 and assets of 158.01 billion. Talk about rich. Apart from oil, gas, and tin, the country also has other mineral resources important to its economy. The country has copper, small amounts of gold, bauxite, coal, and iron ore. It also has clay, limestone, kaolin, silica, barite, phosphates, granite, and marble. Number 7. Tourism. In 2022, tourism contributed 2.7% to Malaysia's GDP. the country has been witnessing significant improvement in the tourism sector's contribution to the economy. In 2014, the country generated $11 billion from tourists within the country and was to attract over 27 million international tourists. This improved in 2014, with international tourists bringing in 19 billion. Malaysia has several impressive attractions. There are the Mulu Caves, Perhentian Islands, Langkawi, Mount Kinabalu, and Petronas Towers. According to Yahoo Finance, these tourist locations have all contributed to the country becoming the 14th most visited country in the world in 2023, with an arrival of 26.1 million international tourists. No wonder the World Travel and Tourism Council, WTTC, declared Malaysia as a destination full of unrealized potential. With the billions the country makes from tourism, no wonder it's rich. And if you thought Malaysia was slowing down, you are in for a surprise. Number 6. Health. Malaysia has improved its health sector massively. The country invested $7.9 billion in its health sector in 2023, an improvement on the $7.1 billion it invested in 2022. With that investment, no wonder the country has modern healthcare facilities and medical professionals with incredible expertise. The improvement to Malaysia's health sector is significant up to the point that it has become noticed internationally and attracted tourists to the country. In 2014, around 1 million people traveled to Malaysia for the sole purpose of getting medical treatments. The country made 200 million from those 1 million visitors. With the continued improvement in its health sector, Malaysia is close to making 300 million from medical tourism. As of August 2023, the country made over 298 billion, a slight improvement from the around 277 million it made in 2022. With its growth trajectory, the value of the medical tourism sector in Malaysia could be 5.1 billion by 2028. Number 5. Agriculture. Remember how tin was critical to Malaysia before the 1980s? So was agriculture. In the 60s, agriculture provided for 37% of Malaysia's GDP and employed 66.2% of the labor force, with the country preferring to plant food crops. Malaysia has become less reliant on agriculture, providing 6.6% of the country's GDP in 2022. Also, the sector now employs about 8% of the country's labor. With agriculture now being a minor sector in Malaysia's economy, the country shifted to growing industrial crops like palm oil and rubber. Speaking of palm oil, this industrial crop has become Malaysia's major source of agricultural export. In 2011, Malaysia was the world's largest exporter of palm oil, and in 2012 it became the second largest palm oil producer, holding the second position as of 2022. As big as the country is as a palm oil exporter, the industrial crop isn't the only thing the country majorly exports. Number 4. Automobile industry. Ever heard of Proton and Perodua? These two are the pioneer car industries from Malaysia. Proton even helped Malaysia become the 11th country in the world with the capacity to design, engineer, and manufacture cars from scratch. Malaysia has over 27 vehicle producers and over 640 component manufacturers. With a sales volume of around 720,000 motor vehicles, the country third largest among other ASEAN countries. As of 2021, the automotive industry contributed 4% to Malaysia's GDP and currently employs 700,000 people who contribute to the economy. Number 3. Strategic location. Malaysia is located on the Strait of Malacca, which is one of the world's most crucial shipping routes. The country has strategically harnessed its ports, and two of its ports, Port Klang and Port of Tanjung Pelepas, are among the busiest in the world. Through these ports, Malaysia can make the most of its external trade. Number 2. External trade. We've talked about Malaysia's agriculture, mineral resources, and automotive industry. The reason why the country could benefit from those things is because of its dedication to external trade. In 2021, the country made $295 billion from exports and $235 billion on imports. The country, as of 2021, is the 21st largest exporter and the 25th largest importer in the world. While Malaysia trades with several countries, its largest trading partner is China, and the two countries hit a bilateral trade volume of $106 billion in 2013. Malaysia also has robust bilateral trading with Singapore, and as of 2012, they had a trade volume of $91 billion. Apart from Asian countries, Malaysia also trades with the United States, with trade volume between the two countries hitting billions of dollars. Number 1. Wealth funds. To continue its progress, Malaysia owns and manages different sovereign wealth funds. This to ensure that the country can support local and foreign companies. The country has the Khazanah Nasional Berhad Wealth Fund, which was created in 1993 and has $41 billion worth of assets as of December 2013. This fund allows Malaysia to invest in major companies across different sectors, including but not limited to telecommunications, banks, construction, and so on. With these investments, the country can further attract more foreign countries and encourage the creation of local ones, which eventually help make it richer. Malaysia has steadily continued to grow its economy and become one of the richest countries in the world. Despite its heights, the country is even more focused on its growth. Do you think Malaysia will be able to keep up with its own success, or will it be a victim of it? Let us know what you think in the comments. Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more.